How's it going? Dave from Comic Book Investments. So, got some stuff back from CGC. This is not everything. Everything is on our website, collectorscomics.com, if you want to see everything. Also, link in the description if you guys just want to click the link to go to our website. But yes, got some good stuff in. Also got something that I'm putting in the vault. Actually, we got 2 of these books in the vault. We might actually release one because this one is a little bit better. I'll explain why it's a little bit better. It is, but it isn't. But I'll explain why. But yeah, so let's just go through, see what I got in. This one I got in, not back from CGC, but I did a deal with someone. Yeah, so this one's kind of interesting, actually. This is a Spider-Man 14 3.0. So this one, a customer won some stuff on our auction and wanted to know if we could do some trade and cash to pay down what he owes. And, you know, he sent me a list of books and I go, I can pay this for this price. And that helped him cut down on his, basically what he owed. So, you know, if you guys are thinking about doing something like that, that is a possibility. Basically, if it's something that I want, I'm willing to pay for, and I'll take that. This one, I was hoping this one would come back a little bit better. And I looked at the notes, and there's like slight indentation, blah, 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 blah. And I looked at it, and I was like, oh, there is a tiny, itty-bitty, tiny one. So sad, but this is Spawn 222. This is one of the rarest spawns. Not the rarest, but I think it's in probably like top 15. I can't remember my video. It's been like a year. But nonetheless, I thought I was hoping for a 9.6 out of 9 for $14.99. I think I actually have, I have to remember, but I think I have a 9.8 signed of that one, which I will probably, I was thinking about selling, but I think I'll throw it in the vault. I like that word, the vault. And what is the vault? Basically, it's my PC, you know, personal collection, stuff that's never going to see the light of day for a very, very, very long time. Now, there's no rhyme or reason why something goes in there. I mean, there is a rhyme and reason, but it's not like it has to be the most valuable. It's more of like, or like, oh, we see this one going up a ton in the future. It's more of like, this is rare. We've been in the business long enough to know like the odds of us coming across another one like this, not going to happen. That's basically how we do it. And we also factor in, can we afford to keep it? All right, next we got Strange Adventures number 205. And, oh, here it is, down here. I thought it'd be a 7.0, so it got an 8.0. So happy there, $11.99. So something like this wouldn't go in there because, let's face it, I could easily get an 8.0 if I really wanted to any time of the week of this book, or, you know, it's just, or I come across them often and it's just not something that I would say that's rare. For me, anyways. For you, completely different. But, like, we have a lot of turtle stuff in there because we like the turtles. Yeah, stuff like that. Submariner number 1. 8.0. That'd be a 9.0. 7.89. Now, I looked at it again. I think I can get this as an 8.5. But the prices have been dropping on this book. And so by the time I send it over there to CGC, get it back in, even if it gets the 8.5 grade, it won't help. Won't make a difference. This one I thought about sticking in the vault. I've never had a 9.8 of this, but then I looked it up. I think there's something like 30 something and a 9.8, and there's like 5 on eBay. So it's like, it's not like super rare. I've never had one, but the Tick number 1, first comic book appearance. He first appeared in New England Comics Journal or something like that. I did. I actually had a New England Comics Journal, like in a 9.4, it's one of the top grades or something like that. We should have kept that one, but that was years ago. The Tick number 1, they're all signed on the inside. This one's a low number. This was 366. I think it's like 5,000. $16.99. Here, we got a cool cover. War Comics 11. They're burning up people with their flamethrower. Came out great. I was hoping for $11.99. This one, first appearance of Moon Knight, but it is also the UK variant, as you can see, has a different price up there. Now, they're not uncommon. They're not like rare by any means. So they're kind of common. They usually, depending on the book, can command usually less than the counterpart. So if this was an American version in the same grade, the American version will go for slightly more. Really depends. Older Silver Age book, they seem to be a lot more common, so they go for a little less. Something like this, it's a hot book. It can command almost the same as the American version, but I honestly think that's people not knowing the difference. That's my personal opinion. I can't really back that up with anything other than the fact that most of the time, a UK variant will sell for maybe 75 to 85% of its United States counterpart. This one in particular, sometimes I see them selling for more than the US version, and I suspect because a lot of people think, oh, it's a variant, it makes it more rare. And that's the thing, there's a lot of new people in the comic world that aren't really educated and don't know a lot. The Newsstand is very similar to that. A lot of people think, oh, it's Newsstand, it's worth more. Well, it depends when the Newsstand is. If the Newsstand's in the 80s, it's actually very common. And also, another thing is Newsstands aren't actually worth that much more until you get to a 9.8. 9.6s can be a little bit more. The reason why is because kids went through the Newsstand versions and bent them. It's much harder to get in a high grade. So, that being said, what grade is this? I have two of these. All right, 6.5 version. I thought it'd be 6.0, got 6.5, $12.49. X-Men 2. This book, I'm always astounded. I mean, the cover's not that great, but I'm always astounded that this book is not worth more. Don't know why that is. The same with like X-Force 2, second Deadpool. Like sometimes second appearances like can be worth a good amount, other times not so much. But I'm always astounded that X-Men 2 is really not worth that much, like compared to other like number twos. What was this? X-Men 2. I thought it'd be 4.5, got a 5.5, so happy there. $14.99. X-Men 6. Submariner, First Mutant. It's a pretty early appearance of him, but beyond that. Thought it'd be 6.5, got 6.0, $7.59. Here we go. Got ourselves a juggernaut. Terrible at accents, but it doesn't mean I still like doing them. Doesn't mean that I don't like doing them. I still like doing them, whatever I'm trying to say. A 6.0, got a 6.5, $14.59. Yes. So like when I do, this is so stupid, but when I get stuff in for consignments and it's from another country, and I'm like typing up their stuff and inputting all the data for some reason, and I like to talk to myself as I'm doing something in terms of like if I'm finding books. So it's like, okay, I have a list of books I have to find for an order. It's like, okay, Jim and John, in box number whatever, he got this book, okay. And I like say it aloud. This helps me like focus on what I'm doing because I do not want to pull the wrong book by mistake. It's terrible when that happens, and it's worse. I double check everything, yeah, but I never want to do it, so I always talk to myself. So when I'm inputting people's stuff, for some reason I do this. Whenever it's from a different country, I always try to do their accent. I don't know why. It's just fun to me. Anyways, here is the book. Sorry for the little rant. Here is the book that is going in the vault. Now I have two of these. And so you might be wondering, well, why are you stashing two? I really don't want to stash two, so we're going to take the other one out. So this one is an X-Men 266 First Gambit. All right, I already have one of these in the vault. No price on here because it's going in the vault. What am I looking for? Anyways, I thought it'd be like a 9.6 to a 9.8, got the 9.8. So it's a Newsstand. Now you think, oh, that's why you're going in the vault, because this one, no. The other one we have in the vault is a Newsstand as well. The only difference is CGC recently, I wanted to do a video on this, but forgot. CGC recently decided to notate Newsstand. So as you can see up there, it says Newsstand. You can see right there, it says Newsstand. They just started doing this. I would say 3 to 4 months ago, so fairly new. The newsstand that we have does not say newsstand anywhere. Now, why would that make a difference? It doesn't really make a difference on the value. It's just that by the time we decide one day to sell it or anything like that, people are going to be persnickety and be like, hey, why doesn't it say newsstand? This way it just has the extra additive in there. To me, it makes it feel more complete. Like, oh, okay, yes, they're finally recognizing it's newsstand. And yeah, that's pretty much the only reason why. They're both 9/8 white pages newsstands, but knowing that that's there and that's there, it makes it kind of look like it's an actual variant recognized by CGC. And yeah, it's a very minor thing, but we have 2 of them, so I can be persnickety like that. But nonetheless, this is going into the vault. Yeah, and the other one that we have is going to go up for sale. So if you're in the market for one, I don't know what the price will be. I'll have to look it up, but it'll be something. I remember I looked up, because they're not terribly rare. There's a lot of newsstands of this. This is from 1990, so there's quite a few that were still newsstand. And during this time, this is when they were making tons and tons of print runs. So yeah. Star Trek. Sometimes I'll say Star Trek, and people think I'm saying Star Trek, but I'm like, no, it's Star Trek, and I'm saying Trek. I'm just saying it probably fast and not really paying attention to the words I'm saying, so it probably sounds like that. All right, 579. There's a lot. So I don't know if you guys, some older collectors out there will remember that a lot of times they'll say photo back cover. That's because when the Overstreet price guide came out, for some reason, they thought there was 2 variants of this book. Don't know why. Somehow, they thought there was 2 variants. So the Overstreet price guide used to list the Star Trek 1 and then Star Trek 1 with a photo back cover. But you're thinking all of them have a photo back cover. So for years, people were always trying to figure out, okay, what's this other variant? Turns out it was just wrong. And so CGC used to, even when it first started, I think they used to label like photo back cover or something like that. Most of those books have all gone away by now because they'll get cracked out, relisted or whatever. But they used to think, people used to think there's a variant of it. There was no variant of a photo back cover. Every single one had a photo back cover and had a photo front cover. But just interesting little thing that it was a thing that was going on in the industry. I remember when I first started, I was like, man, every single one I get is the photo back cover. Maybe there's a different photo back cover, like it's some variant, like it's not, Captain Kirk. Maybe it's, who knows? And I would get them in, and I was like, man, I never get the variant. But there is no variant. They're all the same. Startling Terror Tales number 10 LB Cole cover. This one, unfortunately, came back cover trimmed. I thought it was just a miscut because literally it's so bad. I thought it was just a miscut. They're calling it trimmed. Yeah. I mean, I think it is a miscut, but whatever. $4.99. It's still a rare book, so still commands a decent price. Strange Tales 107, Human Torch and Submariner Battle. Now, this is significant because old-time collectors and old Golden Age collectors know that the Human Torch and Submariner battling was always like a big deal. It was always a big deal when they battled. They're very sought after. It was probably a big deal when they first came out back then because for Timely Comics, you had 3 characters that were their main characters. You had Captain America, Submariner, and Human Torch. Those were like their go-to superheroes. Their biggest ones, kind of like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman for DC. And that's what they had. And so when they battled, it was a big deal. Nonetheless, this one is $4.29. We got this old Golden Age Submariner. Was it number 33? Number 33. Restored. Was it slight color touch, I believe? Small amount of color touch. $4.99. Came back exactly what I knew it had color touch on it. I just know they're like rare. And so it's like when you have, I normally don't really deal with restored stuff that often because unless it's a key book. If it's a key book, like you have a Spider-Man 1, Fantasy 15, X-Men 1, whatever it is, it's restored. You're not going to have trouble selling it if it's priced right. A lot of times people, it makes me so mad. It's like unrestored version. Let's say it's Spider-Man 1, unrestored version. It's 10 grand. And then someone will list some restored version, like 9,500. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like what? Like stop doing that. It is not worth that much. Restored versions are worth, depending on the restoration, can be worth as little as 10% of the actual book of an unrestored version. And that depends on multiple factors. It depends on the price of the book, the grade of the book, and also the significance of the book. So for example, if you have and the type of restoration. So if you have a 9.6 Fantasy 15 restored, and usually by then it has all the work. It's not like, slight color touch. It's like, cover lightened, trimmed to this, to that, tons of color touch, pieces added, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, it looks like it's been through the works. Yeah, that'll go for like 10% of the actual 9.6 unrestored version. Yeah. If you have slight, like barely at all, depending on the book. In the lower grades, it goes for a higher percentage, but in the higher grades, it goes for a lower percentage. So maybe at a 4.0, if it's slight color touch, it will go for, it could go for anywhere like 50% of the unrestored value to maybe 75%, depending on multiple factors. But then maybe in the higher end, like a 9.6 with slight color touch, it's not going for like 75 to 50%. It's probably going for like 30 to 50% of the value. So we're multiple factors. Bottom line is, it is not anywhere near the universal grade. Sorry, it is not. So if you're pricing your books, stop pricing them like they are, because they're just going to sit forever. I even see people price them like astronomical prices, like above. I remember I was trying to work out this deal with this person, and it was a Hulk 1, and those are so hard to come by. So like finding a restored one is like, it's better than nothing. And I was working out this deal, and the guy had it priced, I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head. I'm going to try to guess. Anyways, the most recent sale for an unrestored version was $16,000. And this person wanted 18 and wasn't willing to budge. I'm like, you're pricing it higher than an unrestored version. And I was like, whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to work with some people. The price is too high, and it's just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, this is going to sit for forever and ever. And then people are just going to lowball you, and then you're going to get upset. But there's not really lowballing, because you're actually pricing it what it should go for. So it's like, yeah, whatever. Needless to say, I didn't get that Hulk one. All right, Superman, Jimmy Olsen, first Dark Side, $3.99. Tales to Astonish, $44. First Wasp, $5.99. For some reason, I thought it looked better than it really was. So this cover, I'm torn. So I had, like I said, I had all the Tales to Astonish. So I had this book. This came back 7. I thought it'd be 7.0. Got a 6.5, $3.49. But I'm torn if I like this cover. And I know I liked it because when I was a kid, I liked it. But like how much do I like it? I look at it now, and the proportions of the art, not that great, in my opinion. A little weak of a drawing, just in my opinion. I like Silver Surfer. I like the fact that he's battling the Hulk. I like the flames, but I just really don't like the brown. I think the red and the brown don't give enough contrast for this. I think if this brown was like black, I think it would look really, really cool, to be honest. But it's just like, so this red flame here is almost the same color as this brown, so it doesn't give that much good a contrast. And I think it really, like, now that I think about it, if this was black, that would look really, 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 really cool, because you got the Silver Surfer is white and a little blue, like a cool color. So that like really pops. And then obviously you got, Hulk is this deep greens and purples, and that would pop really, really well. Yeah, it should have been black. I wonder what that'd look like. Maybe I'll grab a photo of this and like put it in as black. Maybe it'll look a lot cooler. All right, last on this list, we got X-Men 133, first solo Wolverine adventure. Does it even say that? No, it doesn't. Battling a bunch of people. Thought it'd be 9496, got the 96, 479. And that is it. Have a good day.